cornbread. It's quintessentially Southern. It goes with anything from soups to stewed greens to rice and beans. Basically anything that has juice it can soak up. Now, some unfamiliar people might think of cornbread as more of a cake than a bread, which is reasonable, but really it's in a category of its own. The most popular way to cornbread bliss seems to be the Jiffy boxed mix. It's America's favorite and what I grew up with. But you're paying extra for the pre-mixed using low-grade ingredients and a ton of preservatives. Love you, Jiffy, but come on. So we're gonna make a version using quality ingredients minus the preservatives. So we have our basics here. We have our flour, baking powder, our cornmeal or polenta, some cream, a little salt, sugar, egg, and our flavor. We have both butter and bacon fat. Let me explain. Now, the boxed version uses hydrogenated lard. It's kind of a gross way to get good flavor. Wait, what's lard, you ask? Lard is just rendered pig fat. Sounds gross, but it's not nearly as bad for you as processed shortening. So what we're going to do is use a little bacon fat and butter. So I've already started preheating my oven, so I'm just going to take a metal mixing bowl and throw in my butter and about a tablespoon of bacon fat. It's good flavor. Okay, now I'm just going to throw this in the oven so that it can melt. While that's melting in the oven, I'm going to start mixing together my dry ingredients. So, starting with the flour, we're going to use equal parts flour and polenta. So, about 2/3 a cup or 1.5 deciliters of each. So, we'll start with the flour. This one, about a half. Okay. All right, polenta. Now, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 3 tablespoons of sugar. A pinch of salt, or about 1/2 teaspoon. So that's it for the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna grab our melted butter out the oven and start mixing. Okay, now this is nice and melted. We're gonna start blending. I'm actually going to sift the dry ingredients into our mixing bowl. This allows us to mix everything more thoroughly and get a slightly lighter texture to the cornbread. It's not necessary to sift the flour together, but a little effort goes a long way, right? So just stir in the butter a couple of times and then go ahead and add in your egg and your cream. Here I have about a cup or 2 deciliters. You could also use milk. You want to mix your batter thoroughly, no lumps. Now for the magical step. Heat a small skillet on medium heat. If you don't have a skillet, then you can just use a muffin tin or any other baking form, but then you'll have to skip this step. When your pan is hot, go ahead and smear on your bacon fat. Make sure to get those sides. Smooth that down. Give it a little shake to settle and throw it in the oven. Heating up the skillet like this lets a nice brown crispy crust form on the bottom of the cornbread. Now your cornbread is ready to eat. No matter what's on deck for dinner, if it has a little bit of juice, this is what to serve with it. It smells like home. Visit Americulinariska.com for more tips and recipes. Don't forget to subscribe.